Hello and welcome to Club 100 Race Day's extra coverage from our Clubman Sprint Championship's first visit to the Red Lodge circuit near Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. Now watch our social media for our first proper coverage of the season starting at Wilton Mill in a few weeks, but in the meantime we do have here, uniquely in Club 100, helmet camera footage courtesy of Championship front runners Tyler Mays, Oliver Knights, David Longman, James Browning and Rhianna Percox. Championship leader Russell Endine is absent. Fastest laps from the pre-finals set this grid for the trophy final. James Small is on pole position ahead of Daniel Truman. Danny Hurlock won the pre-final in some style and he starts on the second row with Mays. Knights is joined by Mike Bodner on row 3. Longman and Harry Landy, Miguel Hall and Andrew Ferguson round out the top 10. It's a full-blooded 25 drivers for this 11-lap final, and that's been reduced because we've already had one go at starting this final. Into the last corner, pace car about to pull off. James Small takes over as pace car drops the hammer and we're racing at Red Lodge. On board with Tyler Mays, that's Danny Hurlock in the black on our left, and he's up the inside and through, and Tyler's powerless to hold off Oliver Knights, and Daniel Truman has been shuffled down the line. On board with Rhianna Percox. Everybody has made it through turn 2 and 3 this time. Out of turn 5, Harry Landy gets a move done and is through on David Longman. Out of turn 6 and the run up to turn 7. Further forward, Oliver Knights in third place. Danny Hurlock ahead of us. James Small continues to lead. Runs wide, wheels on the grass, that's a mistake. He could pay for that down at turn 1. Back on board with Percox, who's on the inside. That's Stuart Osborne inside. Tricky manoeuvre there, threading the eye of the needle. The field beginning to spread out. Filtered down to single file. Oh, bit of a love tap from Longman. Not sure that Landy will care for that. I think the hand gesture says it all. Hurlock under pressure from Oliver Knights. Knights in third place. James Small leads. He did run a little bit wide there. His line off the corner wasn't perfect. And is this a chance for Hurlock? Just to stay inside into turn 7, and Knights will pile through into 8. So a slight mistake in turn 6, and James Small pays for it in the complex of turn 7, 8, 9, and Knights is going for the lead side by side. That is not too wide through there. That would have been a brave manoeuvre, needing a bit of cooperation. As you can see, Longman is forced to pass into the last corner, but only just Mays pushing Small out wide. Can he get down the inside into 2? He has. Tyler Mays is through to third place, and they're stacking up behind him as well. James Small in 5th, and the field is beginning to stretch out into groups. Back on board with Percox, trying to get that position back from Stuart Osborne. Miles Sharman ahead of him. James Hazelhurst further forward. Sharman taking a look over his shoulder, trying to make sure that he can cover off anything that's coming. Percox down the inside into 8, that's a good move. Lovely clean move there from Rhianna. And we move on to lap 4, and you're looking at the championship battle up front here. Danny Hurlock and Oliver Knights are fighting over the championship lead tonight. Everybody streaming through on their limit. James Small trying to pick up a position from Daniel Truman. That's your front row there. They really did suffer in the opening couple of laps. Sharman looking for a way past Hazelhurst, but Hazelhurst has the high ground going in. The crisscross on for Sharman. Well, Rhianna Percox has sort of slowed him down a little, just enough so that James can hang on, but he runs out wide. Sharman's going to stick his nose in, running in deep now. The chance to crisscross for Rhianna. Can she find a lane? She's covered off an opportunity, but not one she can take. Oh, she's pushed her way past Miles Sharman. The move is done. Now where's Sharman? Oh, we move back forward. Harry Landy wobbling off turn 2. David Longman still trying to find a way by. He's got Miguel Hall in there in the mix as well. Side by side. It's very busy in the infield. Well, Tyler Mays has lost the bumper of Oliver Knights. This is the fight for the win. Hurlock on the optimum line into turn 8. He can just afford to do that because Knights is not close enough to throw one up the inside. Andrew Ferguson pushing past Dave Longman and into 8th place. And on the run back to the end of the lap, it's Hurlock, Knights, gap to Mays, gaps to Truman, Small, gap to Mike Bodner. Harry Landy has dropped Andrew Ferguson, Dave Longman, Paul Crawford and Sam Browning. Adam Nakar in 12th place, holding off Ed Bars. In fact, he's gone through on Sam Browning. We're on board with Sam's brother James. Oh, getting awfully close to Keith Mizzen. Bit of a love tap. No harm, no foul on this occasion. But he has got Andy Cowell on his bumper now. Well, Hurlock knows where the trouble is. It's Oliver Knight and he's looking to the inside. He's got his nose inside. Well, he didn't fight that very hard. I wonder if that's a plan from Danny Hurlock. He wants Oliver Knight to lead him out, or certainly wants to find out where Oliver's quick and where he's not. If that's a plan, it's a brave one. And it's got confidence. Oh, Knights has wandered off the apex in the last corner. And Hurlock is straight back through. All that work gone in a second's mistake. He'll have to do it all over again. And Hurlock's got a good run out of turn 3. He's pulled out a kart length. And Knights is now getting in danger of being caught here by Tyler Mays. Into turn 6. Now Knights has got to be careful. He takes a good long look over his shoulder at Tyler Mays. Now, can he get back to Danny Hurlock's bumper? Wide into turn 8, Hurlock. Good line through 9. It's a couple of kart lengths off the corner. And look further back here, Andrew Ferguson holding off Longman, Crawford, Adam Nakar and Ed Bars. Another lap goes in the books. We have moved on to lap 8 of 11. Battle for 16th place. Andy Cowell ahead of James Hazelhurst. We're on board with Rihanna Percox, looking for a way past James. Hazelhurst very narrow through turns 1 and 2. Needs a good exit. Got a better one than Rihanna. And look at the gap now. Tyler Mays not quite there. Adam Nakar run out of it by Andrew Ferguson. I think there's been a change around in positions there because David Longman has got by and Paul Crawford is fighting it out with him as well. All this is happening behind Harry Landy, who will be glad to be clear of it, I'm sure. Cowell, Hazelhurst, Percox into the closing stages, and Oliver Knight is making no impression on Danny Hurlock. He's looking for a mistake, and I'm not sure that Danny will make one. Knight's had his chance up to turn 7, blew it in the last corner by missing his apex, or probably his braking point. Under pressure from Tyler Mays, takes another look over his shoulder. I fear that Oliver Knight knows the game's up here and is looking for championship points and staying ahead of Tyler Mays. He's closed a little on Danny through that run through the complex. We're coming round to start the penultimate lap. And it's Danny Hurlock leading out Oliver Knight, Tyler Mays, gap to James Small ahead of Daniel Truman. Mike Bodner in 6th. Harry Landy, David Longman, Paul Crawford, Andrew Ferguson, and the rest of the field come charging through. Back on board briefly here with James Browning over start finish. Paul Crawford pulling out onto the grass there on the right. Some kind of technical problem. That's a shame for Paul. Well up in the championship, he needs these points to stay in touch with the championship leader, who right now will be Danny Hurlock at the end of this race. Unless Oliver Knight can find a way by. Well, it's closed up. It's game on. We've got just over a lap from the finish. Oliver Knight's on his limit. Danny Hurlock is pushing hard. You saw him crossed up, drifting it through the last corner there. A hand up in the air from Oliver Knight. I think he's a little bit annoyed. This is not going to be as long a final as he's going to need. He's edging in, but he's running out of corners. The field comes streaming through. If Hurlock can get out of turn 6 with a couple of kart lengths, that will be enough, and he's going to do it. It's not a perfect run out of the corner, but I think it's enough. Hurlock takes a look over his shoulder. He doesn't need to cover into 7. He can pick his line into 8, and he does take the fast line. Oliver Knight has got to be careful. Tyler Mays might have a shot down into the last corner. There'll be a bit of a lunge, and Knight has got it covered off. Out of the last corner, Danny Hurlock takes a win in the pre-final, a win in the main final to take the championship lead. Ahead of Oliver Knights, Tyler Mays finishes third, James Small, Daniel Truman, Mike Bodner round out the top 6. Danny, is that the first of many?
Well, I'd like to hope so. Yeah, I do like this track, so it gives me a little bit of advantage. But I've been doing all right this year, so hopefully I'll be able to get some more.
Yeah, the word is, well, can we call you a ringer because you actually do have some local knowledge?
I do have a little bit of local knowledge. This is the closest track to my to where I live, so I've been here a few times. So yeah, I'm happy with how today went.
And obviously the thought of this being a new circuit for Club 100, do you think Club 100 suits this track?
I do like it. I think it works well.
Of course, we have to come back then, do we?
Yes, yeah. I'd like it if we come back.